able to benefit from Buddha's spoken teachings, which is very rare in the three evil realms because of the sufferings, extreme sufferings there. And so even though, the hungry ghosts, the hell, as well as the animal realms, even though they may have similar innate nature to human, but the opportunities to listen to the Dharma is far and few in between. So therefore we cultivate to make sure that, we must uphold the precepts and do the 10 good deeds in not risking to fall into the three evil realms, which is the bad place without Dharma to listen to. Yeah, that's my sharing today. That's the reason why we have got to journey on this, the path of true suchness. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of so much, Sister Kaping. Yeah, truly this morning, the wondrous teachings from Master to develop our wisdom life. Yeah, kind of so much. Okay, we shall pass now over to Sister Lily. Over to you.
Kan'en, Brother Robert, Kan'en, Sister Kaping and Sister YY for the wonderful sharing. Kan'en, brothers and sisters, for joining us in this early morning. Due to time, we will go straight to the sharing by our today very special. If everyone notice, very special to have a few very wonderful Malaysians, Bodhisattva residing in US. So let us start off with Brother Ju Shua. But before that, the prayers and the summary we will listen at the end of the session. Okay, Brother Ju Shua, from Friday when we heard brother's stories, all of us are so overwhelmed, and we hope to hear more from brother, and we are very grateful to Brother Ju Shua. Despite the last minute, he's still able to fulfill our wishes. So today we have the chance to hear in full Brother Ju Shua's story. From Malaysia to USA, lessons learned from impermanence in life. And today, Brother Ju Shua will bring us some videos as well. And over to you, Brother Ju Shua. We look forward to your sharing.
All right. Thank you, Sister Tzu Ching, for your introduction. Okay. Dear Master Cheng Yen, all the above masters, every brothers and sisters from all over the world. My name is Ju Shua Tan. So I'm originally from Malaysia, and today I'm currently a Tzu Chi volunteer in the US. And today I'm going to share about my lessons learned from impermanence in life. So as you see in this first photo, when I first came to the US, I was a Tzu Ching. So let me share about my background first. Okay, so I was originally born in KL in Malaysia. I live very close to Batu Caves, and then this is my family. So my father, mother, brother, sister, and then also my brother-in-law. And so in 2019, in August, so I was very lucky that I got a government scholarship and came to the US to study. And then then I came to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. If you still remember, like a few weeks ago, Sister Hui Shan also shared in this English group. So Sister Hui Shan was actually my senior at the University of Michigan Tzu Ching chapter, and she was the president. And then I was just joined the Tzu Ching at that time, and then it was like very fruitful years in Tzu Ching back in 2009 until 2012. So we organized a lot of different activities, joining a lot of camps, either within the school in Ann Arbor, and also like the regional camp, retreat, and also I also joined many national retreat as well throughout the years, even after my graduation from University of Michigan. And I also I was very lucky to get a chance to represent Tzu Ching, U.S. Tzu Ching to the United Nations Youth Assembly in New York City back in 2011, and also went in 2012 as well. So I get to built a lot of great affinity with all the Tzu Ching from all over the United States. Even though I was just a Tzu Ching in Michigan, but I get to know Tzu Ching from the East Coast, the West Coast, and until every part of the world as well. And for this camp is only open for Tzu Ching from the US. So we actually represent Tzu Chi, and then we get to talk with people from different parts of the world and get to introduce what is Tzu Chi doing about our spirit, about our bamboo bank, why we are vegetarian, and then try to spread the spirit of kindness to the world through our little power. And I also had a chance to go back to Hualien to join the Global Tzu Ching Camp back in 2011 before I graduate. And so I was in Hualien joining and then get to know many Tzu Ching from all over the world. And then so there was a very interesting story. So when because my final exam was very, very close to Christmas at that time, so I ended up couldn't go back to Hualien to join the camp since the very beginning. So I cannot join the year-end blessing, which was in Taipei Hospital. And then so in the end, after the retreat, so those of us from University of Michigan, actually we have many people from University of Michigan, which is on the center bottom picture. Those are all the Tzu Ching from University of Michigan that went back to Hualien in that year. And then four of us went to Taoyuan Jingsi Hall to actually to have a chance to meet Master Chen Yan. And then at that time, and so we went to the 上人会客室, and then where Master was listening to many volunteers from China reporting about disaster relief, and then when finally it became our turn, Tzu Ching's turn to meet Master and then get the red envelope from Master, and then at that time all my friends they just say 感恩上人, thank you Master, but at that time I couldn't say anything at all. So it was very embarrassing moment. And then even Shi Fu just went and gave me a mass at that time. I don't know why I couldn't talk at the time, and I couldn't talk for the whole day after that as well. And then but it gave me a very interesting story to share. But I also that was not the only time I went back to Hualien. I also went back to Hualien a couple 2 more times after that. Yeah. So and that also gave me the affinity to remain firmly rooted in Tzu Chi, since I already went back to Hualien and get to understand the global root about what is this organization all about, from a global perspective. So I want to go back to US and then to spread more Dharma and to encourage more young people to be more diligent in this Tzu Chi path together. And back in 2012, so it's my graduation. So my parents and my sister, they flew to the US and then to join my graduation. So yeah, so it was very happy. And then after graduation, I became a Tzu Ching alumni, and then I still very actively involved in Tzu Chi as an alumni. I still join the US TCCA conference every year. Every year they keep rotating different cities. Sometimes I'm in New Jersey, in Dallas, in San Dimas, which is the US Tzu Chi headquarters, and the bottom one is I was in San Jose. So I get to meet many people and build very great affinity with Siku Sipo alumni, and also with Tzu Ching from all over the US. Yeah. And in August 2014, I was actually I was in charge of the small group leader team. So I lead all the small group leader, the 小队服. at the USTCCA conference in New Jersey in that year. So I also like built a lot of great affinity with all the brothers and sisters from all over the US that year. And then the bottom right is everyone who came from University of Michigan. You see, there was like so many of us who actually came to TCCA conference in that year. And the top right is the brother Johan, which he really inspired me a lot because of he used to came to University of Michigan to share about his story about a story with grace, and his story really touched me a lot, and it encouraged me to be more to really appreciate everything that I have right now, because like Grace, even though her life was so short, but she keep on doing things that she wants the most to help Master to spread the Dharma in the US by becoming the translator in English to English. So I want to like follow like Sister Grace's footsteps, and then that's why I became very, very close with Brother Johan, until today. And I moved to Washington, D.C. in 2014. After I graduated in Michigan in 2012, I moved to D.C. in 2014. And then when I moved there to D.C., I was like, it's a totally new city for me. So I have to keep adjusting to my life there, keep knowing new 事故世博, which is different from when I was in Michigan. But like all the 事故世博, especially Eric 世博, Howard 世博, and Susan 世故, they treat me like their children. Like for example, like they borrow me car when I don't have a car at the time, and then they also help me to move my stuff to my new house, and they keep on asking me out to join all the Tzu Ching and the Tzu Chi Academy events, and we just feel like a family, even though I just moved there to DC not too long at that time. And so after like all these stories, and then it's let us watch this video, then you know about the concept of impermanence that I'm going to talk about. So this is in Chinese, so I'm going to translate while this video is ongoing. So Ju Shua from Malaysia in this TC Washington DC event, he was in great tension because he's a brave warrior that picked up. In August 2014, in an accident after work that Ju Shua go into coma, Ju Shua was alone and working, and when he was in an accident, the first emergency contact person was Tzu Chi volunteer Susan. Susan Seku say when he was in such an emergency, he could still let our name as an emergency contact for social worker. And I feel that Seku is very friendly and dependable. That's why I think that if there's some emergency, we should find someone who is more dependable and to be heavy responsibility. After the accident, Susan contacted my family in Malaysia, and through social media let my family to know my conditions in real time. And they also take care of the logistics of my family. And my family was not familiar with US. They came from Malaysia so far away. But Tzu Chi volunteers in DC actually take care of all the logistics, all the food transportation. And they keep coming to the hospital every night, come until 11 or 12. And then they bring a lot of food, fruits. And even after I get out from the hospital, and they still keep coming and take care of me. And everyone is going to pray for me because I was in coma for 9 days. And as a miracle, I actually woke up after 9 days. And Susan Seku said I need to reply text after I woke up to let everybody know that I can reply finally. This is unbelievable. It's very touching. The whole world of Tzu Chi volunteers, they are so mindful to pray for my accident and hopefully that I can recover. That's why I felt that life is very precious. That's why we need to love, protect our life, and do more good deeds to repay all the blessings that I got during this accident. Our blessings is bigger because we can take care of our Tzu Ching. I think this is a cycle of love. Because of Ju Shua, the entire Tzu Ching, we are like a family. Our heart are joined together. You still remember 事故？
让慈济大家庭相互扶持的力量，共同见证生命的奇迹。
So this is Brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisa, which she's going to share later. Actually, they came to Washington D.C. at that time for like Tzu Chi 25th year anniversary event, and then they also come and take care of me because we get to know each other during the New Jersey Tzu Ching conference in 2014, and yet we feel so close and so feel like we are so close to each other after that. And okay. So this is the scene of the accident. So in August 26, 2014, after work, I actually bike home from work, and then when I got to this intersection, and then I actually look at the driver of the truck, and then we actually make eye contact, and then I just drive in front of him, and then I didn't realize that he's also accelerating and turning right, and then that's why the truck crushed my lower body, and I was in the middle of the truck at the time. Also in a totally in pain, and then I keep shouting, and then keep hitting the truck, and then finally the truck stopped, and then luckily it calmed down and come and say, "Oh, are you okay?" And then ask for ambulance. Actually, at that moment, the only thing that I think about is my family, because I was alone, coming to the U.S. so far away, where all my family is in Malaysia, and I was not able to take care of my own body, and I let something terrible like this to happen to me. I feel like I'm not fulfilled, and yeah, that's why, and then I think that what's going to happen to me? Am I going to die because of this? I don't know at the time. And then when I got into the hospital, and then so the social worker asked who is my emergency contact person. Since I have no family here, I know I have to give contact of Susan Sigu. And then they came to the hospital on that night, and then they came, and then they comforted me, and then they tell me, "Don't worry, everything will be fine. We just wait until tomorrow to do the surgery, and then after that we will contact your families to let them know that everything is okay." And I went to the surgery the next morning, and then the surgery was an orthopedic surgery to install the steel rods into my both legs because my both legs were crushed by the accident. And then so even until today, I still have the steel rods inside my both legs. And but luckily I can walk now. And but however, I wasn't in coma at the time when I was in the accident. The coma actually happened after the surgery, because Susan Sigu and Howard Sibo, Eric Sibo, they keep coming back to the hospital. they waited for hours and hours long until the next morning, and they still couldn't get the reason why Ju Shua is still sleeping, why he's not awake yet. And then it was very 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 nerve-wracking point at the time. Because at that time I was like in ICU, and then I have like all those tubes, intubation through my body, and yeah, it actually wasn't good. And then after that, the doctor finally tell Susan Shigu them that what happened to me. So because during the accident, when the tire of the truck actually crushed my legs, some of the bones marrow actually flow through my blood vessel, and some of them actually go through my my brain area, where because it's so tiny, so it kind of clogged that area. That's why I went into a coma, and and then finally they figured that to unclog that thing, they need to do another surgery to install a IVC filter, so that it will eventually clear the clot, and then hopefully I can wake up. And yeah, so and then at that time, Susan Shigu and tell all the Tzu Ching family, Tzu Chi family in the U.S. about what happened to me, and then they created a Facebook group, Line group about keep praying and blessing for Ju Shua, and then tell everybody about what happened to me, and then let everybody know that now what we can do is to pray for me, so that I can recover. And I'm so grateful that because of what Susan Shigu them and all the Tzu Chi USA family are trying to do for me, they pray, they created like video of them praying and saying encouraging and motivation words to me. And then they also type a lot of the comforting words for me. And then Susan Shigu, they come into the hospital every night, and then they played some of the music, like Home Sweet Home, which is a song that I like so much during the TCCA conference in New Jersey in August that year. And then at the time, I also started to do the Xun Fa Xiang, and because it started in 2014, and then they also let me listen to Master's teaching while I was in coma, and play some of the Buddha's music, and hopefully that with all the blessings from everyone around me, as well as from Buddha, and then I can recover. And at that time, even my Michigan alumni, Yuning, she also contacted the Tzu Chi in KL and Selangor, and they also pray for me. And then Yamei Shigu, which is the executive director from Tzu Chi Midwest region, also contacted the Jingsi abode, and then they even the abode masters also pray for me. So I have all those prayers from so many people from all over the world in Tzu Chi world, and even people who I never know in my life. They really pray for me, and they hope that I can recover. So and Shigu Sipo from DC, they keep coming and keep waiting and keep waiting and keep praying. And then finally, my father and my sister, they arrived in the US. And then so Susan Shigu keep them updated with what's going on. And then my father has to sign like some paperwork, so that to authorize the doctor to do some surgery on me as well. And then actually when my father arrived there, I actually was in a very high fever because I have some bacterial infection at the time. So when they have to come to the room, my ICU bedroom, they actually had to wear like a lot of protective clothing at the time. Yeah, so it was like it wasn't very easy. Yeah. And then my mom has some visa problems, so she couldn't come at the time. So she could only see me through video call. Because me and my mom, I always depend on my mom since I was young. And then when I was in the accident, the first person that come to my mind was my mom. So when my mom see me like this, she was totally devastated at the time. And yeah, and this is the video. YouTube video is made by the UN team, Tzu Chi United Nations assembly team, and then the right side is like the Wang Qiaomei, the staff at Tzu Chi Care in Selangor. They also do a prayer for me, and then the left one is a prayer session in US. It's all to pray for my recovery, and I'm very, very grateful for everyone who have prayed for me to give me the blessings. And then I finally woke up after my mom actually arrived in the US, and then the next day I woke up, and then I finally have some reaction to pain. And yeah, and then Su and Sigu are so excited, and then keep updating everybody, and everyone is finally relieved that Ju Shua finally woke up. So I was like, it was like such a down moment where when I went into coma for 9 days, like anything could happen. Like when some people might even just give up, but all the Sigu Sibo in DC, they never gave up on me. And then they keep praying and praying and praying and believe that I'll get better. And finally, miracle happened. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity that I'm able to recover. That's why when Su and Sigu told me about all those people that actually pray for me, I know that I need to let everybody know that no matter how hard it is for me to recover, even though I was in pain, I had to be in painkiller all the time. I have no energy to move even my arm at all. I still need to continue to be stronger, and then to do all the physical therapy and to reply line messages and let everybody know that I'm able to reply right now, and not to disappoint people who actually have so much faith in me. And this is like more pictures as I undergoing physical therapy. I transformed from a ICU to a normal bedroom, and then I am no longer in a bacterial infection, and then I can see everybody. And this is my scar from my surgery, and yeah, I still have scar right now. Yeah, and then this is my sister and Eric Sibo. And then as I recover more, I begin to accept visitors from. So on the right side is like my Tzu Ching advisors, and also my fellow Tzu Ching from University of Michigan, who came all the way to DC to visit me and give me encouragement. And then on the left side is all my fellow classmates from University of Michigan. They are actually in different parts of the US, and then they all flew back to DC for me. And then on the right side, there was my family, and in the middle is the Mimi Sigu, our Tzu Ching advisor in University of Michigan, and also Hui Xian at the right side. And finally, my mom and my father, they stay in the US for 3 months to take care of me while in the hospital until I recover. I come back to the landlady's house, and then they still take care of me in the US, going to physical therapy with me for outpatient physical therapy every day. And then while Tzu Chi volunteers keep coming to my house and keep visiting, and until after Thanksgiving of 2014, so they they make me a farewell party, and the Howard Sibo, Eric Sibo, and Susan Sigu, they all have the chance to share these amazing, touching stories in that farewell, and everybody actually listened to it. And then even Bao Ru and Bao Ru was also there at that time, and then it was very very touching farewell. And finally, because my mom don't want to stay in the US for too long because it's getting too cold. It's starting to snow, so we want to go back home at end of November. And then back in on the right picture, back in 2021, this year, actually Howard Sibo just moved to Southern California, where I live right now. So we actually have a reunion like after 7 years. And so my mom, so I actually went back to Malaysia with my mom in 2014. And then in 2016, I actually came back to the US for my master's degree. And then my mom has been very, very supportive of me, even though she don't want me to come back to the US. She after the accident, she thinks that I couldn't take care of myself. So, but I'm glad that she let me come back to the US. And but however, and then in 2018, when I graduated for my master's degree, my mom also came to the US, but I didn't know that it was actually the last time that I was able to see my mom, because after she went back to Malaysia, she actually passed away in August 8, 2018. And so the impermanence I face in my life to myself, and in 2018 I lost my mom. So all these things tell me that is we never know that when impermanence will happen, because we never know like how long we can live our life. But what we can do right now is to make sure that we live our life as brief as possible, because all the things that good things that Sigu Sibo in Washington D.C. did to me, when my parents say that, thank you so much for everything that you do. How can we repay everything that you do? And then what Sibo say that if you want to, you don't need to repay me. I don't need money or anything. If you want to spread this kindness, just continue to spread it to the next person, to help more people in needs. So now that I know that I have the ability to continue to be in Tzu Chi, I have already certified in 2016, and then now that I'm healthy and I'm still alive, I want to do as many things as possible to help to spread Master's Dharma using my multilingual abilities. So I'm trying to be active in a DAW team, Dharma is Water team, with the study group every first Sunday of the month, and also use my Cantonese skills in Kaohsiung Du Shu Hui to do the Cantonese interpreter, as well as the in the Cantonese Dharma study, Dharma in Cantonese on every Saturday morning as well. So I do the Chinese transcript writing. So I hope that with my empower, even though I don't know that how long my life will get, but life is like a candle. Once lit, it gets shorter and shorter, but shines light on others. This is the true meaning of life. So I don't care like how long I will live my life, but I want to appreciate my life and use my life that I still have to actually shine lights on others, so that I can inspire other people to do the same thing as well. And this is how I want to repay Master Chen Yan for her teachings and her disciple that actually pray for me and let me still stay here and still alive today. So I'm going to use the rest of my life to do Tzu Chi and very diligently forever, life after life. Okay, this is the end of my sharing. Thank you so much.
Brother Ju Shua for the very heartfelt sharing. Trust everyone like me also tear a lot. Wow, Brother Ju Shua, 真的是 really this story of a life warrior, very heartfelt and very inspiring. All of us, we received the comments. Like Sister Effie there's also another group at YouTube watching brothers sharing at the same time. Sister Effie mentioned about admiring Brother Ju Shua's diligence in social works and ever diligent, ever willing to learn from all the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters while studying in the US. Never let time pass by doing nothing. A role model. Truly, this Tzu Chi youth power. We are very grateful, brother. Very grateful, and also to see that Brother's Day is very healthy and very busy with all the very a lot of wonderful deeds in Tzu Chi. Life is like a candle. Once lit, it gets shorter and shorter, but shines light on others. And Brother Ju Shua for the wonderful sharing. Okay, I think Brother Bao Ru still needs some few minutes. Maybe Brother Ju Shua can share a few more things. What message do you wish to pass on to the youth and to all the brothers and sisters today?
Yeah, so as my sharing, we need to be very selfless into giving to others, because we never know when we get back the blessings when we need it the most. Because as some of the brothers sisters actually say, when I got into such an accident like this, and then I could actually, it could be the end of my life, but because I was already very diligent in doing Tzu Chi, maybe when the karma come back, and then I get to it doesn't hit me that hard. I still get the karma, but at least I overcome the challenge, and then I'm still able to stay here and be able to be able to tell my life story, because I'm still alive. I'm able to spread Dharma using my own real life story. That's why I think that when I'm still alive after that accident, I think it's my responsibility to keep spreading the Dharma about life is impermanent. So we need to appreciate all the time that we have by being filial to our parents while they are still alive, and do more good deeds with this body that we have, so that we will not waste this life and doing nothing. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ju Shua. Okay, while waiting for Sister Lisan. Okay, Brother Ju Shua, we understand that Brother Ju Shua is also very active in this book. Aside from the Cantonese Dharma, brother also very active in the translation at the Kaohsiung online book study. Maybe can brother share your biggest challenge and what's the lesson learned from this online book study?
Okay, 感恩 Sister Tzu Ching. Yeah, so actually, my Cantonese is not my mother tongue. Yeah, my mother tongue is Mandarin. So having to use like Cantonese to actually to translate is kind of challenging for me. And then my group leader, Brother Hoyman, has been a very good mentor, and then he keep correcting my mistakes in some of the pronunciation. And but we work very well as a group, because we keep on helping fill in each other's shoes when we see someone in our group is having some difficulties doing the translation. Then we immediately come in, and then we take on the role to help each others. I think doing work as a team is better than doing work independently, because you get to support each others, and then you don't feel discouraged when you do things by yourself, because when you are tired, you just give up. That's why I appreciate that in Kaohsiung Dushu Hui, we get to do work in good team, and then we have a great team, and then we have very good charisma, great teamwork. So I really enjoy being in Kaohsiung Cantonese interpretation team. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, brother Ju Shua. Okay, maybe we open to the floor. One question from the floor before Sister Lisan comes on.
Sister Lisan and Brother Bao Ru is in here already, Sister
Oh,
Tzu Chi.
is it? Okay, so Brother Bao Ru, okay. Then in that case, I can brother, because I'm texting with Brother Bao Ru. Brother Bao Ru, okay. We're very grateful today to have all these great, wonderful bodhisattvas with us, from Brother Ju Shua to Brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisan. Okay, maybe without much ado, for those who joined the Kaohsiung book study earlier on and also the Dharma Cantonese, you would have heard the very from this great bodhisattva. Okay, over to you, Brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisan.感恩.
Dear brothers and sisters, 1 second, you are trying to...
Just do the sharing. Okay. Okay, cool.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes, very
Is it
clear.
clear? Okay.
Okay, go.
Dear brothers and sisters, a very good morning and good afternoon and good evening to all the volunteers online today. I guess, I'm told the volunteers are coming from different locations. So first of all, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to share today. So the title of today's sharing is The Trees Wishes to Be Still, but the Wind Will Not Stop. Honestly, it's a pretty heavy topic for me to share. I remember when Megan Lao Sư invited me to the online study group, I hesitated at the beginning simply because grieving is actually a very uniquely and deeply personal thing. But when I come to recall back the memories during those few days, I realized that there's so much that our Tzu Chi family's brothers and sisters done for me and for my family. So I quickly kind of turned my mind saying that I need to seize the opportunity to kind of share very touching stories behind what had happened. So for that, let me first start by sharing this painting of me that I finished recently. I think last month we all just celebrated the Mid-Autumn Festival. So, this is a picture that I decided to kind of pick up my paintbrush again to kind of draw this very happy family reunion pictures. So, unfortunately, my mom is no longer with us. She passed away in June this year during the pandemic. So, when talking about painting, it always reminded me of my mom, because when I was young, she just knew that I love to draw. So when our elementary school principal decided to kind of start an art class for the students in the school, because the artist is actually her best friend. So they decided to put up the class every Friday evening at around 3 p.m. So initially, my mother signed me up with my elder brother, but very quickly, my elder brother started saying no to going to the class. But I insisted that I want to attend the class. So I remember every Friday, after school, I need to stay back to wait for 2+ hours before the painting class, the drawing class would begin. And my mom will kind of pack very delicious bento for me, asking people to kind of bring it over to me. And I enjoy that, enjoy the food, enjoy, every delicate food that my mom just prepared for me, making sure that I'm not starving so that I can happily walk into my drawing class. So those are happy memories. So as I was grieving the loss of my mom, I started to kind of pick up the paintbrush again, because I realized that as I was painting, there was a lot of good memories that come back to me. It's kind of a void that being filled. So here it goes. So just to share this picture, I guess it's a memory, a very good memory of. If all of you who know Brother PJ, maybe you can tell.
Yeah, you look like me, right? Yeah.
But it was very funny, you know, because I mean, just, you know, as I said, it's a very heavy topic, so I wanted to bring some happiness too. So when I was drawing this at first, you know, on his forehead, I put some lines because we are aging, right? And I decided that maybe I shouldn't put lines on him. So I decided to remove the lines. And when I sent that version to my daughters, and then Brother PJ, because we have a iMessage family group. So Brother PJ said, "Oh, I look like Shan-Chi."
Shan-Chi.
So I'm not sure if you guys watched the movie. It's the superhero, very famous movie now. To me, it's like, oops, no, I shouldn't make him look like Shan-Chi. So I actually put back some coloring on his forehead. I mean, just some delightful sharing here. So this is about me and my mom and my family. So now, with that, I'm going to kind of jump into the content. So, you know, 树欲静而风不止，子欲养而亲不待. It's a beautiful idiom from China. So from Confucius. So the translation that I did, you know, I know we gave a different title, but as I ponder it, I decided to put it this way. The tree wishes to be still, but the wind will not stop. The son wishes to fulfill filial piety, but the parent is gone. So it's so well put. However, when you actually experience it, it's a totally different feeling. It's really, really painful. Especially for us, we are not able to go back because, as you know, it's during the pandemic. So, you know, foreigners are not allowed to enter Malaysia. So even my brother in Singapore is not able to go back because of the requirement for quarantine. So that's why it's especially tough for us, you know, but not able to do that. Now, during my grieving, Brother PJ and I, we talk a lot, remembering how's my mom, you know, how she has been as the core soul of our family. So we started putting the lyrics together, and he composed this song. So today, you know, I'm going to sing the song to all of you. This is the Chinese lyrics. So earlier today, I actually spent the time to translate it into the English version, hoping that, you know, we can be more in touch with all of you, to kind of more in touch with the meaning of the song. So before we sing, I'm going to read it out to share with you. It's like a poem. It's pretty well put together, actually. So the title is "The Tree Wishes to be Still, but the Wind Will Not Stop." It's your delicate hands that give me a warm home. It's your enduring eyes that walked me through the storm. I thought I could see you again, hugging and comforting you. I've been looking forward to it day and night, but it's too late. The tree wishes to be still, but the wind will not stop. The son wishes to fulfill filial piety, but the parent is gone. How many wanderers were in their dreams, but learned that their parents were gone? The tree wishes to be still, but the wind will not stop. The son wishes to fulfill filial piety, but the parent is gone. Parents' kindness is as heavy as a mountain. It's hard to repay for generations to come. I believe we will see each other again to continue a cherishing affinity. So, especially translated and dedicated to all of you who join us today. So now we are going to sing this song.
Okay, good.
Okay. So all of us can maybe ponder into the lyrics and try to be connected to the lyrics. Hope you all like the song. There's a lot of emotions behind every time when I sing the song. I guess it's because it's composed during the time I was grieving, so there's a lot of memories, a lot of interactions with my mom that came into my mind as I sing the song. And it's all true stories, especially the part when I said I've been looking forward to it day and night, it's too late. Because my mom was having Parkinson for many years. And of course, she was always looking forward for us, to go back and see her. I came up from Malaysia for many years. It's almost 20 plus years. So as a wanderers, I guess the worst phone call to receive is something unexpected. And it happened to me during June. It was early in the morning when I got the phone call. So this part, how many wanderers were in their dreams but learned that their parents were gone. So that morning, I missed the call, but when we finally picked up the call, my mom already passed away. So it's really, really painful. Although every year we try to go back and see her and be with my parents. However, I felt like there's so much more I can perhaps do, but it's also because of the constraint, right? I'm not able to be there all the time. But during this very painful time, very helpless, because of all the restrictions, we're not able to go back. But Tzu Chi family provided all the help that I need during the time that I most needed. So there's no words I can express my gratitude to them. The void that I felt was actually filled with what they have done to me. So that's why today I would like to share this very touching story with all of you. So during that 5 days, Tzu Chi family from the KL and Selangor branch, they actually conducted a cross-international Tzu Chi family care. So we are in the United States, and my older brother's family is in Singapore. So it's a kind of across 3 countries international care. So what we have done actually enable us to actually beat Pharaoh remotely. However, because of every detail and very dedicated and caring intention of them, my brother and me, we were able to participate in every event from the beginning to the end through the live streaming that they put up for us. So we felt we were actually physically present in the event. So, here is Sister Tzu Ching. She is the CLE leader. So when she first received the phone call, it was close to midnight in Malaysia. And then when she learned that, she needs to accompany my family to go to the hospital to pick up my mom, she was kind of in shock of a little bit because she had never done this before, especially during the peak pandemic time. We all know it's very dangerous when you go to the hospital. But she never hesitated. She immediately jumped in and do all the planning. And she even, I even learned that after that during the planning, she actually thought very thoroughly on everything that could happen, because they were crossing different area. So maybe different city, because the funeral home is actually in a different places and the hospital also in another city. So she actually arranged for other volunteers in another CLE team to be prepared, so that in case they couldn't cross, there's another team who can take over. So the thoroughness of what they have done actually touched me a lot. So the next morning, they just show up with the volunteers. So accompany my sister and my brother, did all the process, and bring my mom to the funeral home. So this is another touching thing. So during the first day, we have the chanting sessions. It's actually not just on site. You can see from this left photos, there are around like maybe 8 volunteers there, but they also set up a live streaming broadcast for all of us to join. And then also after that, we have memorial service. So we put together a memorial service. So you can tell from the left and the right photo is actually from 2 different angles, the front and the back of the funeral hall. So because of the first day, they wasn't sure of the electric outlets, and also all the equipment are not fully prepared. So this volunteers in the center touched me the most. She was holding the cell phone and do the live broadcasting to us for 2+ hours. So I did not know this because it was so stable. The connection, everything appeared in our laptop is so stable. I didn't know it was held by a human being. So to be honest, I don't even know her during that, and even now I can't even mention her name. But if it's not because of Tzu Chi volunteers, if it's not because of the unconditional love that she has for us, who can do this? Even it touched my family, because my brother was telling me that, oh my gosh, this volunteer just stood there for 2+ hours. It's actually very touching. And throughout the 5 days, Tzu Chi volunteers take good care of my family. Because of the pandemic, so their funeral home did not offer meals for my family. So Tzu Chi volunteers resumed their responsibility. They prepare good food for my families. They even prepare Bun Chao Ying, to boost up the antibody, ensuring that they are not too tired and the immune system getting weak and get sick. And you can tell from here, my father was really happy, because to him, you can imagine the pain that he was going through, the loss of my mom of 50 plus years. He was actually feeling really, really lost. And both the children's and the grandchildren's, all of us were not able to be there. And when the first time he saw us through the computer with Brother Chifeng at the side, he was really, really happy that we were with him. And then my dad also had hearing problem. And then Tzu Chi volunteers arranged every time there will be volunteers accompanying my dad all the time, making sure that whatever he needs, taking care of him, because he's actually in his 80s, and also ensuring that become the channel of communication, anything that he couldn't hear, so they will help him, making sure that he doesn't feel lonely. And my dad actually personally told us that during that 5 days, he was actually tuned out in between, because all of a sudden he did not know why that he felt tuned out and kind of fall into depression type of a feeling. So I guess that's how, when you lost a soul partner, that's how you've gone through it. So I'm extremely grateful that Tzu Chi volunteers actually were accompanying him throughout the 5 days. So this is another very touching thing. So during the memorial service, so because of the pandemic restriction, only 10 people, including my family members, were allowed to be there. So you can imagine there's a chanting masters, my family members. So Tzu Chi volunteers is only like 5 or 6 people. So with limited manpower, they complemented each other and accomplished each task perfectly. So before the ceremonial, from my laptop, you can tell they were so thorough and so dedicated. They were talking about the lightning, making sure that, the lightning will not cause us not able to see my mom's picture. And then they were setting up like stationed cameras, and also there are mobile cameras that move around. So during that ceremony, we can see that there are 4 or 5 cell phones from different angles, live broadcast from various angles. So it's really touching. They even kneel down, because we are not just watching, we also participated from our side. We kneel down and then we follow the chanting and we follow the master and everything that we need to do. So without them, this cannot be fulfilled. I cannot be there. So that's the reason why I said we were exist present there in person. And not only that, because of privacy, they also set up like dedicated channels. There's public channels for other relatives and friends who are joining the ceremonial. They also set up like dedicated channels for us to kind of bid our final farewell. So you can tell from a picture from the left, Brother PJ and I, we were talking to my mom. A volunteer was holding the phone for us. So we are seeing her the last time. Also on the right side, you can see like layers of cameras over cameras because of channeling to different channels, to the public channel from afar and close up for us. So it's really, and then in talking to them, I understand that they've never done this. Nobody have ever done this. It's because of pandemic. And also, not just a 2-directional, it's 3 countries. And my older brother is from Singapore. So from some of the scene that we see from our cell phone, you can tell exactly how we are doing Zoom conference right now. There are different windows. So something that I've never thought about that it could happen, but it did. It actually allowed me to feel that I was present. I was as if presence in the real time. And if you look at all these pictures, everywhere it's just Tzu Chi volunteers. If it's not because of them, you can imagine it'll be super, super quiet. It's only my sister, brother, and my father. They actually treated the entire funeral matters at their own matters. I am especially touched and grateful when I saw this picture on the bottom left. So this is supposedly a private ceremonial, the cremation ceremonial for just a family member. So, but when I saw this from my phone, I was surprised but touched, especially when they kneel down following my sister and my brother. Who can do that? I know a lot of people as volunteers, we only support families that we take care of, but we don't really kneel down. But what they did actually already to the level of sacrifice whatever personal thing. It reminds me of Master Tzu Shifu. Tzu Shifu said that the first generations of the masters in Jingsi abode, it's complete sacrificing for Tzu Chi. But in here, I can see the brothers, the volunteers, is complete sacrificing themselves to fulfill what we need the most at the most toughest time of our life. So besides, we also have an international online chanting and memorial service. There are close to 200 people attending for the 2 sessions. So we are extremely grateful. There are volunteers coming from Malaysia, not just the Kuala Lumpur area, it's also from the north and even from Johor Bahru from the south. And then we have volunteers from Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, Taiwan, and the United States. So words just can't express how grateful we are. So with what we gone through, the void that I held, imagine if our parents pass away and yet you can't be there to bid the last farewell. It's the most painful and most regretful thing in a person's life. However, what Tzu Chi family has done for me, they actually used love, unconditional love, They fill up my big void and help me to kind of experience what I never thought I could change. So through this experience, going home is no longer just returning to Hualien spiritual hometown. This home has expanded to the world and to every place where there are Tzu Chi people. So today we have 126 countries. So in 126 countries, we have Tzu Chi home. And this home is by our side, guiding us. So whenever we encounter any difficulties, it gives us warmth, it gives us support, especially at the time that we most need it. So lastly, we are going to sing this song. I guess all of us are pretty familiar with the song. We actually did a translation right before, so I'm going to read it out to all of you before we sing together. So, 弟子回家啦, the disciple is home. Packed up our luggage, traversing across the ocean on the way to home. The train rumbling along the coast and the green mountainous landscape. Joy-filled, the heart-seeing abode is in front. That's our spiritual home. We were once alone, but now we are part of the big family. The disciple arrived home, Master is smiling. Just like the embrace of a mother, the best comfort for the disciples. Dear Master, we are coming home. No more wandering. In the days in darkness, you are always with us. In the storm, we have a warm place to stay. The disciples is home. No more wandering. So if you know how to sing, please sing this with us.
收拾行囊，越过海洋，回家的路上，火车浓浓，沿着海岸，青山绿杨。西天金色映在前方，心灵的故乡。回眸来时孤单身影，如今浩荡长。弟子回家啦，上人心欢笑，沉入母亲的怀抱，是弟子必备的依靠。弟子回家啦，不在外流浪，长夜漫漫有您的陪伴，风雨中温暖的地方。弟子回家啦，上人心欢笑，沉入母亲的怀抱，是弟子必备的依靠。弟子回家啦，不在外流浪，长夜漫漫有您的陪伴，风雨中温暖的地方。弟子回家啦，不在外流浪。Thank you.
Thank you. 感恩。
感恩。
No, Brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisa, wow, what a heartfelt session today. 很感恩大家 and then singing live to us. We received so many comments at both the YouTube and this Zoom side. Maybe let me share some of the comments at the YouTube first. YouTube, we have Singapore families and also Penang families also linking in. Okay, Sister Epi, Brother Andrew from Singapore, he mentioned about he's so deeply touched by this song, and Sister Lisan's personal sharing. Sister Epi said, truly we cannot repay our parents' grace. Master said that we can use our body to serve and contribute to humanity, be benefactors to other people in our life. This way we are also repaying parents. And Magaswari Washu from Penang, sister, she's sending her warm wishes from Penang. She said this is truly touching and endearing sharing from our Tzu Chi family members of heartfelt stories of life impermanence. Sister Fee mentioned we can feel sisters Lisan's sorrow, pain, and your grieving during the recent loss of your mother. This from Zhong Yi, I think she mentioned about this is all very beautiful words and tears streaming in her eyes. We also have Sister Sivamani. Sivamani, I think is from KL Selangor. She's on this Zoom site. She's very grateful. I think since early in the morning listening to Brother Ju Shua, and now very meaningful song from both Sister Lisan and Brother Bao Ru. And also, I think there are more sharings at the platform here. Sister Tzu Ching, there's this Sister Tzu Ching, she has hearing impaired, but then she could feel this heartwarming session. Very grateful to both for benefiting us. Okay, we still have time. Brother Bao Ru, I'm not sure, do you all wish to share further or be open to the floor? Or if they have anything to share for us, Brother and Sister Lisan?
I guess we have around 15 minutes. Maybe we can just open up Q&A. We can do some chatting. Yeah.
Maybe I can share some things when I wrote the songs. The reason why I want to write this song is not only helping Sister Lisan for her curings, but actually to send my gratitude to our Tzu Chi family in Malaysia. So you can imagine this is the worst time. It's the worst time in your life to have your closer parents pass away during this pandemic. This is the worst of the worst you can have because we cannot do anything. At least sometime, as I experienced before, like around 2016, my father like admit to the emergency rooms in Penang. At least from US, when I received the call, I can immediately book the flight and going back. And luckily that my dad is the doctor told my dad that your son is on the way coming to see you. So he has the energy. He has a motivation to keep on fighting his life, right? So I really had the experience that, but at least I can do something. I can do something, right? But for my mom-in-law and the Sister Lisa, we really cannot do anything. Right, this is a really deep pain. Even we are follow master for like 20 plus years of Tzu Chi, practicing all the Dharma, right? And when the hard times coming in, this is a really painful one. As Master said, when Tzu Shifu, the big brother, big we can say the Shifu in Jingshe, right, passed away. Master also saying she is so sad, right? Regardless, we know this is the nature. This is the nature of the Dharma. That's why Buddha teach us that this is the nature of the Dharma. The true nature of the Dharma. You have to know it, but in a practical way, when this happened to us, you had to admit it because it's so deep relationship, so deep feeling inside your body and mind that you cannot really just take it away, right? But how long you can recover from the pain, that's how deep your Dharma inside your mind. How long someone maybe it take the half of their life cannot out from this pain, right? But with the Dharma, we can immediately, really, it's just within a few hours when we call to Brother Chi Feng, told him about what's the situation, we cannot go back. Immediately we can see for the next 2 days. This is so touching story, and give us so warm. That's why how long you can recover. Actually, we feel that that's the love and care from our brother and sister that's helped us to recover soon. Right? We know the true nature of the Dharma, but how long you can get away is very critical. You won't let the pain disturb your daily life for the next 20 years, 30 years, right? Maybe someone is not touching or encounter the Buddha Dharma. They may take years and years. Sometimes they just cannot came out from the pains. But because we really quite close to the Dharma, we know what's going on. But it's just that the love and care from the sister and brother in Malaysia, I think it will be same happens around the world. That's why we want to bring this message to everyone on the platform right now. We are so fortunate. We are so cherished. We should cherish what the Dharma brother and sister that we encounter for this life under the umbrella of Master Chen Yuen, right? Beloved Master. So that those brother and sister in Kuala Lumpur, in Shillong, they can do these things selflessly, right? It's unconditionally, right? It so touch our heart. Even they just kneel down, right? Or even they just took the iPhone for 2 or 3 hours. You try to do it yourself. You know how painful your hand is, right? But because we are so close, I think this is the love and care that touched me, that I want to wrote these songs, actually, to deliver the message, right? And when Tzu Ching invite us to share, although Lisan said that this is a very painful process, but we say that but another message is so important that we want to say thank you to all the sister and brother. I think hope that we can and do the same thing for all around the world, right? Malaysia did a fantastic role model for us, right? I think we can do it for around the world, even in US, England, right? Singapore, every place that has Tzu Chi family, anything happens, we can immediately jump into that and do it as our own self. Right? I think that's the most important message. Why we want to share the story, because it has so touching message behind.
Also, just wanted to add a little bit. I guess since the pandemic, 2020, so it's now already 2021. So I've read through a lot of very painful story, very sad story about families losing their own family member, especially with the people who were passing due to COVID. They were alone because families were not able to even be farewell to them personally because they were in hospitals or in whatever circumstances. So those are the most sorrow stories in real life. Like you wouldn't imagine that, because now we are in like 20 in the century that we are in, you wouldn't imagine, but somehow the humankind, we were faced with the toughest wall of unseen enemy. We are not able to see the viruses. However, it just impacted so many family members who lost their loved ones. But I guess from what my personal experience now is like, impermanence is painful. Seeing someone leaving, your loved one leaving you is painful. But at the same time, I'm grateful to my mom because her passing now actually bring up another beautiful part of human living, on human life, human nature. If we can, that's what Master Chanting always teaches us to do, is to go towards the Bodhisattva path, which is to practice unconditional love. It's easy to say unconditional love, but it's not as easy as to put in action into unconditional love. So from what we've gone through, we see so much of unconditional love put in just to support us. Just one family, I'm not talking about grand thing. It's just for us. So that kind of touching and gratitude, it's undescribable, so hoping that, this is something that we can shine through and keep sharing. That's why I kind of decided that, yes, I should seize the opportunity to share, hoping that we, in whatever life circumstances that we encounter, or in whatever life circumstances that our friend or our neighbors or anyone in our community experiences, maybe we can do something. We can lit up a little light, just like the incidents in Hualien. Remember the train when the accident of the train is inside the tunnel. So when they saw like far ahead, you can see a light. That's the light that we want to give to other people. We want to give that light to the people who are in the most painful part of their life, or even life-threatening situation. So I guess that's the message. So I know during the planning, when I say planning, I was referring to sister and brothers from Shalom. They actually did a kind of a 心灵下午茶. It's like a program during the pandemic, like the high tea sessions on a Saturday. So they also invited us to share the story. It was maybe a month ago. Yeah. I don't remember. So then we were discussing how to put together what content. Then during that time, during the meeting, all of a sudden, I have this thought came out. Actually, I'm very grateful of my mom that in a way, she decided to leave now, because I think she's very cool, because she kind of like indirectly bring up the value of high-tech technology. So that connected all of us together, So I feel that, yeah, she's cool. She knew I'll be there in a different form. So, I mean, a joke aside, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, you never know what happened in your life, and you never know. As long as there's love, there's always hope. That no matter how helpless you are in whatever dark situation you are in, love is always the key that will lift you up, that will help you to heal from the pain that you experienced.
Yeah, the last line of the lyric, I'm not sure how many people really pay attention. That's a very important message on the song. Even the song, it feels so sad. You can share over here. You just click the share. Yeah. It's a quick share. Yeah.
Okay.
The last one. No. The song, the first one. Yeah. We have more time compared to the Mei Ying Lao Shi online study. That's only limit for 15 minutes. So today is really a bonus one. We can share more insight how this song is composed. It's not an easy song to compose, really. That's why when during the online study, someone just looking on the lyric, he already feel
he want to cry because it has so many feeling inside, especially the last one. Yeah, before we go to the last one, the important one is actually, you see, I believe, Lisan did a very good translation. You want to mention it again? I believe.
I believe you'll see each other again to continue a cherishing affinity.
Yeah, that's a very important. I totally turn everything that impermanent nature of things that happening. But the last line actually is not a Dharma Buddha over here. You know, Master saying that they will come back. All those elders, Bodhisattva, they pass away, right? They always come back. They always come back. So we also, this line actually expands. This line actually expand our mindset. Not only stuck on the narrow nature of impermanence, but when you see from the Bodhisattva or Buddha enlightened perspective, this is a cycle, right? It's a cycle. It's like sunrise, sunfall, right? Sunset and dawn, right? Is like spring, summer, fall, and winter. So from the perspective of the Bodhisattva or Buddha, they see this is a life cycle. So I especially put the last line to remind that we believe we will see each other again, right? And cherish the affinity, right? Better affinity. And this is the most powerful hearing if you know the Dharma itself. It is more than everything. So Dharma is very powerful medicine. So the king of medicine, right? Sutra is the king of medicines, or Buddha itself. That's the meaning of that. So we really feel that. Like Tzu Shifu passed away, our big brother master, right? Passed away, and master always say that. She will come back again, right? So yeah, that's the most important message. I do not have time to share this one on online study, but I think this is a very good. We have more time over here. And last, actually, if you have parents that still alive, you mention.
Yeah. So I guess we need to seize the opportunity to spend more time with them. You know, Master always tell us, you know, doing 行善行孝不能等 which means, you know, doing good deeds and also fulfill filial piety is something that we should not wait. So hopefully, you know, from our sharing today, also a way to kind of remind all of us, including myself, my father and my parents-in-law, we should actually, seize the opportunity.
And I know that Malaysia just opened the restriction, so you can cross state right now. So yeah, immediately the first thing you should do is go visit your parents. You should do. We cannot do it. We eagerly want to go back to KL and Penang, but somehow we cannot do it right now. So eagerly, okay. But you guys so lucky. You should seize the opportunity, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Ka'an, brother and sister Listen, truly great reminders to all of us. Yeah, I must say I'm very grateful. My mother my parents come to my house every day, and my in-laws also. Okay, not so far away. Oh, Ka'an, brothers and sisters, for all the feedbacks we received. I think Zhong Yi, there's this Pusat who mentioned. Okay. And also, we are very grateful to Sister Stephanie, Sister Sharon for their continuing feedback, as well as Sister Epi at the YouTube site. Thank you for all the wonderful sharings and feedback. Please continue. If anything, we will pass it on to our special brothers special Bodhisattva brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisa. We'll have another session. Definitely, we want to hear more on these stories behind the songs as well. Before we end the session, maybe we pass it to Sister Lily or maybe Sister Tzu Ching first, who will do the summary for last week Saturday session. Over to you, Sister Tzu Ching. Done
a set, yeah. Okay, let me just open the file. Okay, so this was for last Saturday, 9th of October, which was my father's birthday. So the beginning part, we had Brother Joe. Brother Joe asked if we truly understand that which we learn. Are we clear with the teachings? Are we even concerned? Or do we let the words just roll out without a thought to its soul and add intellectual with the things we think we know? Knowing is not feeling. Knowing is not compassion. Knowing is regurgitating in a form of sterile communication. But understanding transcends mere knowing. Understanding reaches to the heart of the matter and is emotionally connecting. Understanding ropes in sincerity and integrity into the act of doing. So powerful it is that it can reach beyond and be motivating and empowering. Tzu Chi aims to touch us within more than just scratching the surface of knowing. Precepts are there to guide when our hearts are clouded and doubting. Certainly, we have faith in the innate Buddha nature of all sentient beings. We have hope that you and I will do what is right when the time arises. Tzu Chi's volunteers, steadfastness and dedication are qualities that constantly surprise us. Just like the story of Sister Lisa this morning. And then Brother Jiren shared his journey in Tzu Chi. Since the start of his journey in Tzu Chi, Brother Jiren's experiences have mellowed his life's views as he maneuvered through several projects initially often without a clue. Just armed with only good intentions and a heart ever willing to serve that is sufficient to get through every project with ease and every challenge with a lot of nerves. From dealing with the junta, the military, and thousands of hungry people, his mannerisms and attitude to life gets more effective as he becomes more gentle. These days, Brother Jiren is involved in the Office of International Affairs at Tzu Chi Uni, and still he finds ways to create opportunities to foster international harmony. There was a 10-week collaboration between students in Taiwan and Syrians in Turkey. 10 weeks of deep friendship resulted from working on a project happily. Brother Jiren is reminded of the strength of the human spirit. Once the mind is stabilized, then you can mold and guide it. No matter where he has been, some truths remain to be seen, that when the big why is pure, the how and what and everything in between will be attracted to you and miracles can be witnessed, even when the initial phase may look forlorn and laced with hopelessness. Good intentions set the tone for everything to go right. Multiply that by each and every bodhisattva, and then you can feel Tzu Chi's gentle might. And that's it from me today. I'll pass over to Sister Lily for the closing prayers.
Yeah, good. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the great sharing. Okay, now let us sing the sincere prayers.
In my heart, in my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disaster in the world. Let us dedicate the merits. These are actually from Brother Chiren. I find it very meaningful and heartwarming and open our hearts. Let us dedicate the merits with loving respect, gratitude, and confidence. Let us wish everyone in our lives a healthy body with an enlightened mind, with total fulfillment in universal love. Now, let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Amitabha, foremost gratitude.
感恩 Sister Tzu Ching and Sister Lily. 感恩 to all our wonderful sharers today, Brother Ju Shua, Brother Bao Ru and Sister Lisa, as well as to all the wonderful brothers and sisters for being with us today. We are very grateful also to the great supporters behind the scene, Sister Lily, Sister Tzu Ching, Sister Stephanie, Sister Sharon, and Sister Effie. We also wish to dedicate today blessings and merits to the mother of Brother Ju Shua, I think mother of Sister Lisa, and also to Brother Mikey, one of our family members, and as well as to all the sufferings, to the recent 46 persons who perished in Kaohsiung fires, all the suffering beings. May the world be in peace and in harmony. Okay, before we end the session, my parents, sorry, at home, I'm running out of time. Supposed to 7 something supposed to collect the veggie bento, but today so heartfelt. I asked them to postpone a bit. Yeah, my parents, they are here walking, exercising every. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm distracted a bit. Okay, let us pay homage to Buddha and Master by making 3 sincere bows. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Kind brothers and sisters for joining us today. Thank you for all your time. If we wish to take a group photo. Wow, okay, Brother Robert. And so cute. Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Brother Robert, your little one.
This little one.
Hi, Sister Lisa and Brother Bao Ru.
Very heartfelt. Sure, we will have more sharing from both Pusa.
Yeah,
Also, we also have Hi, Hao Hao, Xiao Pusa.
So big already, Hao.
Call you Hao.
Xiao Pusa.
Okay, stay safe.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Brother Bao Ru, Sister Lisa.
See everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.